Hi, and welcome to this edition of The Hot Seat. I'm your host, Jeff Cawley, along with co-host Jason Lowry. Today's guest is Josh Mullens. Josh is a Spanish teacher at North County High School. He is being sponsored by the students and staff at North County High School. They raised $25 for sponsorship to put Mr. Mullens in the hot seat. We're doing things a little bit different with this episode. Mr. Mullens had some questions of his own. We're going to be back and forth. I'll ask him a question, he'll ask me a question, and we'll go back and forth in that direction. So remember, if you'd like to sponsor an episode of The Hot Seat or see a friend or family member on there, contact us here at UniTec. And it's a $25 charge, and you can challenge one of your co-workers or friends to be in the hot seat. Mr. Mullens, you are the guest, sir, so we will let you go first with the first question.
I guess we'll get the obvious one out of the way, and that's just, how do you think I managed to be so handsome and so pretty at the same time?
I think it was mostly in part because the fact that you were across the hall a little bit up the way from me when I was at high school.
You think that rubbed off?
And I think it probably had something to do with it, so that's my answer.
All right.
Coupled with the fact that you were also there with Eric Bryan and Justin Marlowe.
Fashion icon Eric Bryan.
Yes, you had some.
I love those guys.
Yes. All right. My first question for you, sir, is what would you buy if you won the lottery? First thing you would buy.
First thing I would buy, probably go down to Licks and buy like a full court. Because the courts are a little bit more expensive. It's like $15. So I'd get a court, like make it a special concrete.
You know, I'm going to go out on a limb and tell you, if I were you, I'd get 2 courts.
2 courts?
Okay, go ahead, sir.
What's the best prank you ever pulled?
Best prank I ever pulled. My pranks were kind of legendary there at the high school, but I would say probably, we pulled a pretty good prank on you, I think, when you started, or no, that wasn't you. That was Mr. Asare that we called and said we were a parent that was upset with him.
Yes.
Is
that story G-rated? How much of that can we tell?
Probably not much of it. But another time we called and we told him that he had stolen a pair of shoes from the mall because he had taken them inadvertently. But that was a good prank. Probably the best one.
That's good.
If you could no longer teach, what profession would you choose?
That's good. Let me see. Maybe music, something with guitar.
Okay.
Playing guitar, or I guess teaching guitar wouldn't be allowed, but yeah, that'd be fun.
Good answer. All right, sir.
Okay, do you believe in giraffes?
Giraffes are selfish, but I do believe in giraffes. There's a great.
Why do you say they're selfish?
There's a great episode of Andy Griffith where Barney tells Opie that giraffes are selfish, and I've always
nobody knows that except you. But.
No, there will be people that know that. If you could change anything about yourself, what would it be?
So I would go back in my memory and wipe the part where I met Jeff Cawley and just start clean from there. That'd save me a lot of headache, to be honest. It
probably would save you a lot of teasing, I can promise you that much.
It sure would.
Okay,
is it me?
Yes, it's you.
Okay.
This is how this works. I ask one and then it's your turn.
No, I'm nervous. Give me a break here. So why did they hire you? Did nobody else apply for this position?
I may have been the only applicant for the job. No, I was actually interviewed by a committee of superintendents, and I was able to convince these people that I was qualified
Pull one over on them.
for the job. Yes, I fooled them all, and I'm continuing
well, you
to
are
fool
literally a used car salesman.
I'm continuing to fool my staff. They like me.
That's good.
What former president would you like to have lunch with?
Have lunch with? They need to be alive?
No, any president that you'd like to just sit and have lunch with.
Obama.
President Obama. Good choice. Okay.
No, it's me.
He is alive, though, you know.
He is alive,
okay.
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Would you consider a taco to be a sandwich?
Absolutely not. A taco is
Tell
not
me the differentiation.
A taco is not a sandwich. You have
So you got your carbs surrounding it, and then you have your protein and condiments inside.
I've had this discussion with you before, and I've had many efforts to try to school you in this matter.
It hasn't taken.
You have to have bread, not just carbs. You have to have bread for it to be a sandwich. A piece of bread on each side.
Okay.
What
about a hamburger?
Bread, that's a bun. Bread is
a hamburger bun.
Yes.
So you're somewhat flexible with the word bread.
Just bread or bun?
What about a quesadilla? Two
Not a
quesadillas
sandwich. Not a
melted
sandwich.
together.
Not a sandwich. You know what that is? It's a quesadilla.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, it can be both.
Seinfeld, Friends, or The Golden Girls?
I like Seinfeld. I like The Office more than all those, but Seinfeld's real good.
You like The Office better than Seinfeld?
Yeah. See, that's a generational thing.
Something
but-
else we're going to have to discuss later. Go ahead, your question.
Okay, I'm going to beat you to this one. If you were a junior, which program would you take at the U?
If I were a junior, which program would I take it to you? I answered this on the way down here. We were talking about this, and while I think all of our programs here are great, but I do like...
Which
I
is
like
the most great?
I like the direction that we're going with the radio TV. I think that that is the wave of the future with podcasts.
Now, are you just saying that so Jay Song doesn't edit you to be real fat and ugly on
No,
this?
he's going to give me a big head and all that stuff.
Okay.
No, but I do think this would be the program for me because I just like the production portion of it.
Gotcha.
What other name did your parents have picked out for you?
I don't know.
You never asked them?
You mean like if I were a girl?
If you were a girl, or maybe if you were they wanted a different name other than Josh. What would you change it to? If you had
Oh
a
no,
chance to
I
change
do
it?
know. I do know. So they had a deal that if I was a guy, my dad got to pick the name, and then they found out I was a guy in the ultrasound, and my dad said, "Okay, Wolfgang," and my mom was like, "Okay, we're backing out of this deal. I veto." And he's like, "There's no veto," but there was a veto.
Yeah, because Wolfgang's no part of your name now.
No, it's not.
So Wolfgang you think would have been the choice?
I mean, Wolfgang's a pretty cool name. You could be Wolfie.
Yeah, I don't think
You could be
Wolfgang is-
Dub.
No.
Wolfie Mullens. Does UniTec stand for Unique Techno?
No, but it would be cool if it did, and I would like to say that it did because that's a very cool thing.
What does it stand for?
It does not stand for. Well, years ago when we started, UniTec is actually the oldest technical school west of the Mississippi.
Really?
Yes, it is. Started in the 40s, back in the 30s and 40s actually, and it was the Lead Belt Vo-Tech Career Center for years. And then in the 90s, it changed to UniTec Career Center, which basically unifying all the technical fields and whatever else you want to explore at that time.
So Unified Technical?
Unified Technical, or if you want to call it
Unique Techno.
Unique Techco, we're good with that too.
Okay.
And we were unifying all of our areas. We have 8 sending schools, so that's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of multifaceted.
Or Unique Techno.
Yes, or Unique Techno. Okay. Next question. If you had a friend visiting from another country, first of all, Hawaii is not another country.
No, I know that.
If you had a
certain
friend-
principal we used to have didn't know that.
If you had a friend visiting from another country, what in Missouri would you insist that they had to go see?
I don't know. Missouri's got a lot of beautiful scenery. I don't know if there's somewhere specific, but I like just taking a hike through the woods.
Any specific park that you would say?
I mean, the Arch is definitely the most recognizable, but
okay.
I don't know how cool it is to just, what do? You just go like stare at it for 14 seconds.
Well, you can go up in the arch.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Maybe that.
Okay.
All right. Who is the best Spanish 2 teacher in the North County School District?
In the history,
No, currently, this year.
I think that you are the only Spanish
I
teacher.
am, but who would you say is the best?
I don't know the new guy's name.
He teaches Spanish 1. His name is Senior Widows.
Senior Widows.
Yeah.
Guadalupe Davis is no longer there. I'm going to
She's
have to
not.
go with
She's
Josh
in a better
Mullens.
place.
You know what?
Thanks,
I'm going
man.
to say.
I appreciate
I'm
that.
going to say Wolfgang Mullens.
Present. That's the dub. Wolfgang.
you guys. This man has some issues, but we will address those
Wolfgang.
later. All right, go ahead, sir.
I just went.
It's my turn. That's how it works. You ask a question, then I
That's
answer.
what I'm trying to tell you here.
If you had a time machine, would you go back or would you go to the future?
Both of those are kind of scary. I don't know. Maybe like way back. Like, I don't know. Like 6,000 years. See how people are doing.
No. I would go back long enough to know who won every World Series or what horse won the Kentucky Derby.
It's because you like money. Money's
Yeah.
not that interesting to me.
I'm fond of it.
I know you are.
All right, what do you have for me, sir?
Who would you say is the best Spanish 3 teacher in our district?
Well, that's a tough one because, again,
In background info, it is just me
yes.
for the choices.
I'm going to go again with, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. Wolfgang Mullens.
Thanks, buddy.
Got you. What was your favorite game as a child?
Game? Pokemon?
Pokemon is a game?
Yeah. What did you think it was?
Okay.
You're talking like outside games because you grew
Yeah,
up
I'm
in the
talking
40s.
like going outside.
Well, I mean, I know you grew up in the 40s, but
Yeah,
I grew
real
up in the
game.
90s. We played video games.
We did a thing called, we had a thing called go outside and play. And so if you had to go outside and get out of the air conditioning,
what do you do once you're out
what
there?
would your game be?
What do you do out there? I mean, you can
play
bring your
games. You
the
play-
Game Boy is portable. It's a portable system.
You may be the only contestant guest on this show who ever gets struck by the host before this is all over with.
It's going to be on video.
Your question, what makes you the angriest? You just get furious about something. Maybe, you know, they didn't get enough in your quart of ice cream or the, you know.
I don't really get angry. I'm trying to remember last time I've been real angry. I don't know. I get sad. I don't really do angry.
Well, let me touch on the softer side. What makes you sad?
What makes me sad? I don't know. I just wake up sad. I mean, just hashtag born this way, you know?
Okay. All right. Questions on you, sir.
Why is frozen custard so good?
I think it depends on where you get it. Like
Licks.
I'm a Licks frozen custard guy.
For sure.
I like the general custards out on the highway. They have good custard.
That's good, but they're
I've
only in
had
the summer.
I've had some that I don't like.
What do you not like?
Well, there's none around here I don't like.
Yeah.
I pretty much like all. But Licks is my favorite.
Yeah, looks good.
The drumstick is a little bit more expensive because it's a specialty concrete. But the drumstick one, that's my favorite.
I got you.
All right. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Like pause time and then just like sleep for 10 hours, but not like waste time, you know?
Kind of like Rip Van Winkle, except he aged during the time.
Yeah, don't age though.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Just pause, take a nap.
Pause time. That's the first one of those we've had. First answer. Good
Yeah.
answer, though.
Yeah? Thanks. So I know a lot of your musical taste, and it's mostly stuff from way back. So tell me one band or artist you like who only became popular in the last 10 years or so.
There has been music made in the last 10 years?
They make it all the time, continuously.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think there are a lot of up-and-coming country artists that I like.
Okay.
But
I didn't know you like country, actually.
I'm a big country fan. I like a shout-out to our guys here at UniTec because in the shops all the time they're listening to Tyler Childers, they're listening to Jamie Johnson, they're listening to Cody Jinks, a lot of different country guys in the last 10 years that I would, but none of that.
3. I thought you might be at 0.
No, none of that techno stuff. Tecmo Bowl, I like. Techno music, not so much.
I suggested we play Tecmo Bowl in the background while we're doing this, and that got shot down. But I mean, if I get sponsored again, maybe we could do that.
You do not want to play me.
I do.
Tecmo
I do
Bowl.
want to play you in Tecmo
It
Bowl.
would not go well for you, sir.
I'd still enjoy it, even if you took me to the house. How many cookies can you eat in one sitting?
Depends on the cookies. But I think if it were Oreo cookies or if it were chocolate chip cookies, my answer would be as many as you have. Because I can put away certain things I can eat a lot of. Cookies is one of them. Cookies, pizza, ice cream. Those are kind of my 3 go-to
Cookies are
things
good.
that I can put a lot of those away. And a shout out to my good friend Lori Combe. Krispy Kreme donuts, I can put a lot of those away too.
They're good. Have
They
you
are.
heard how good those Krispy Kreme donuts are?
They're great.
I mean, they're so good.
What's your next question, sir?
Is it me again? I thought
It is.
Okay. All right. Sorry, my thing fell asleep. So you know our friend Rob.
Robbio.
Robert Emmett O'Keefe III.
Yes.
Do you think he could catch a chicken? And background info, he has this little sign in his room that says, "Do you think Coach O'Keefe could catch a chicken?" And the students vote tally marks yes or no. I voted no.
I don't think Rob could catch Colonel Sanders.
Isn't
But
he dead?
If I had to, yeah, Harlan Sanders is dead. But I don't think he can catch a chicken. I saw Rocky catch a chicken
Yeah.
on, was it 2?
Yes.
Rocky 2, he caught that chicken, but only after a lot of coaching from Mickey.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long
And
cutscene.
he
You got to
doesn't
have the background
he
music.
doesn't have a Mickey to coach him. So no, Rob OKeefe cannot catch a chicken.
You heard it here, guys.
Speaking of chickens, what animal would you be and why?
Dog.
Why
'Cause-
the dog?
I don't know. Dogs are awesome. They're so lovable and loving. We were watching dogs on live cam today in class. We were doing real Spanish.
I thought you
Boss
taught
and
Spanish
parents.
too.
We do, yeah. So we were working on Spanish, but then there was nothing that needed to be on the TV. So I pulled up a live cam of some puppies just to like de-stress.
And did you have the kids like yell at the puppies like, "Ándale, ándale, vamos"? You know,
it's a one-way thing. We can watch them; they can't see us.
I know that concept.
Well,
you know, we have a
why
radio
would we be
we have a
yelling at
radio
them?
TV class here at the U.
You should take that. I've
Thinking
heard it's
about
good.
it. I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
It is available for adults.
Is it really?
It is. Adults can take the class.
Okay.
We'd love to have them.
It's me, right?
Yes.
So obviously there was a lot of hard and challenging parts of 2020, but for you, what was your best part of 2020?
I think the best part of 2020 was having the opportunity to come here to UniTec because I really enjoyed the students
That's
here
the
at
year
UniTec.
you started?
This is the year I started.
Yeah.
It was a challenging year because of COVID. We had to make a lot of changes. But for me, that was the best part of 2020. But I could make a long list of bad things for 2020.
Sure. Trying to focus on the positive.
I'm a real positive kind of guy.
That's how we do it at the U.
Yeah. Best Nicolas Cage movie, is it Face Off, Leaving Las Vegas, or Raising
Arizona. Yeah, it's so the background on that was he let me borrow the DVD, and then I watched Raising Arizona, and I was like, I didn't know Nick Cage used to be an actor because everything I've seen him in. What's that one where he's like looking at the back of the Declaration of Independence? What's that called?
That is National Treasure.
Yeah, he's like not great in that.
But he's great in Raising Arizona.
He is. He's like good.
And he's great in Leaving Las Vegas. Won an Oscar. But it's not Raising Arizona. Raising Arizona is the best. I would agree. As
Okay.
would most of our staff here at UniTec, that Raising Arizona.
Are they
the greatest-
required to
maybe the
agree
greatest comedy.
with all your
No,
opinions under
but it does help
penalty of
with their
fire?
evaluations.
We're seeing nodding off camera. What's an underrated date spot in Bonne Terre?
An underrated date spot?
Yeah, you know so much more about this town than definitely than me,
Uh,
but than a lot of people.
You know, I think that, I don't know that it's underrated, but I think that if you were taking out a first date to Bonne Terre, you know, when I was in high school, we still had the movie theater in Bonne Terre. That was the date spot. It was a great theater. But we no longer have that. I think that probably you'd have to, because there's not a lot of things for young adult or young people to do. So I would say any of the places you'd select for dinner in Bonne Terre would be pretty good. The new Mexican
as?
restaurant is pretty good.
Jarochito?
Thank you for helping me with that Spanish too.
Gotcha.
Jarochito's really good. I like La Pachanga. I'm a big La Pachanga guy. Hubs is always great. You got Pizza 101. A lot of places to eat in Bonne Terre. Benham Street. A lot of those places. Can't go wrong with any of them.
With Hubs, I kind of want them to change the name to Hubbards Puppet, since the guy's full name is Hubbard, right?
It is. I think that just the maybe the ring of it didn't go as well. Hubs Pub and Hubbard's Puppet. I'll ask him about it. I know the guys, so I know a guy.
Ask him.
Other than your spouse, who are you the closest to? What person are you the closest to? Other than family. I should say other than spouse and parents. Who are you the closest to?
My dogs?
Your dogs? Okay.
Yeah, Remy and Tanya.
Okay.
Love them.
Wait a second. You have a dog now named Remy.
Yeah.
You only had a dog named Tanya when I
got
was
two.
working. And my dog's name is Remy.
Is it really?
You're acting like you didn't name your dog after my dog.
No, so we get them at the adoption center, and they already have names because they're like 6 months, 8 months
Who's this
old.
lady that's running the adoption center? I'm going to have a conversation with her.
Go on out there. It's Farmington Pet Adoption Center. It's a good place. Any good life advice you wish you knew when you were in high school that you might share with our viewers?
I think to be flexible in your career options. Don't get pigeonholed into this is what I want to do. You know, I was certain that I wanted to go to law school, or I wanted to do these different things. And then I got into teaching and realized that this is the thing that's best for me. It's the best fit for me. And so education.
like that.
So I would say that just be open-minded about whatever your career choices are and make those choices for yourself.
Don't
let
close
someone
the
else,
doors too soon.
Don't let someone else make them for you.
I got you.
Okay. List 3 qualities that you look for in a friend.
I'm not very social, so I guess they have to talk to me first, and then
That might help. Yeah.
keep talking to me. And yeah, just follow up with me a third time.
Okay. That might be your best. Might be a best bet for you.
What are the chances we get off for fourth quarter again? Who do we need to talk to about that? Is that the Governor Parsons, or is that Dr. Long?
I don't think that that's going to happen. Although
Mr.
I will say this: last year, this is a great story. Last year was Bill Farr's last year, and it's a bad year for Bill to go out and retire. But it was Coach Farr's last year, and I was his assistant principal in this building, and he asked me the first day of school, what could I do to get on administrative leave and still get paid but not have to come to work? And I said,
For all of fourth quarter?
I said, you're stuck here. And he made a liar out of me because he was off all fourth quarter. So
That's great.
But I don't think we're going to be off fourth quarter. I think we're making positive strides here with vaccinations. I think people are being pretty good about wearing masks and things like that. So I think we're here to stay now.
All right.
What is your favorite book of all time?
Favorite book? I like sci-fi in general. I'm kind of blanking now that I'm on the spot.
That's why they call it the hot seat. You got to come up with it like that.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. I don't know if I'm intelligent enough for this radio TV program.
Well, we're out in the deep water now. We can't just stop. We only have a few more questions left. You can't come up with one book. Sarah Palin could come up with one book, or at least a magazine.
How about the video game manual for Pokemon Red version?
Do you remember the part of
That's
this?
a throwback to the earlier response.
Do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember the part of this conversation when I said you might not make it off this program without being
that.
physically assaulted?
I had this Pokemon mask, and under duress, he required me to remove it. Are we at 14 minutes yet, Jason?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Next question you have for me, sir.
I think we're at 20. This is the last one, right?
No, I still have other questions.
Oh, one of us miscounted.
Apparently, you're not a math guy.
One of us miscounted.
I'll get Mr. Willett down here to help you with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I could use some help. Do you want to shout out any friends or coworkers who you're really proud of right now?
You know, the entire
Specific.
600 hall at the high school. That was my home.
It's me.
E Street. You know.
We still got the E Street sign.
Everyone down there, yeah, under the big E Street sign. DMAC, Danny McFarland, one of the
guy.
funniest guys that works at the high school. You know, and all my
There's a
folks I had-
fundraiser for him to get up here soon.
There is, and
Contribute now.
but and all my folks at Parkside and Intermediate that I worked with last year. So yeah, all those folks.
All right.
So I guess the last 3 questions.
Are we really not at
since you don't
20?
No, we're not. But
What
I'm
did
gonna
I
go ahead.
skip?
What do your friends and who do your friends and family say would play you in a movie? Not who you would pick. Who do your friends and family think maybe would play you?
I
If
don't think
asked-
there's ever been a discussion about there being a movie about my life.
You actually have to go outside, obviously, for them to make a movie.
I'll run
It'd be the
outside.
Truman Show. They could make that about you.
I think Michael Cera would be a good fit, though, because he kind of looks like me, and he's got like that deadpan, flat, but trying to be funny, weird personality.
Okay, all right. What talent do you have that our audience may not know about, other than
I play
Pokemon?
guitar. Some people know that.
Okay,
I run.
okay. You think running is a talent? Because everyone in this room can run. It may not be running well.
I mean, I'll race you guys if you want.
I recall the time that you signed me up for a 5K.
Yeah, I remember you saying some choice words to me at the
Yeah,
finish line.
at the end, I was not happy that you signed me up, but I was too tired to fight you. All right, last question.
One of us counted wrong.
No. Last question. If you were a student here at UniTec, what program would you take now that you know something about UniTec?
Would you take it as a diss if I said it's really good that we have this, but it's not for everyone, and I would just
Oh, I agree
take
it's not for everybody.
I would just take normal high school.
Okay.
I wouldn't take UniTec.
What about,
But if you had to, I think this is a good program. I think The teaching, I'm actually really proud of you that you're spinning up this teaching program. And the person you hired is going to be a really good fit for it.
I'm very excited about the person that we hired for this position. I think that that might be the program for you, would be the teaching program.
Come back and learn a little bit more about teaching.
Come back.
I've got plenty to learn.
I'm
humble enough to admit that.
If you recall, there were several times that you would make comments in the hallway, and I would say that, what are you going to do when I'm gone? Because listening to me talk is the best chance you have at education. But now I'm glad that Robbio has picked up the slack with me gone, and he's trying to school you on some things down there.
He's
hey,
trying.
This has been a great, really fun episode of The Hot Seat with Josh Mullens, and he was sponsored by faculty and staff at the high school.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffrey Lee Colley.
You're welcome. If you'd like to sponsor someone, just give us a call or go to our webpage. Be sure and like and subscribe at the YouTube channel, and thanks for viewing. All right.